Okay. Can you look at the camera now? Yes? We are, but we haven't got that far yet because, first of all, I'm going to model because earlier today as I was going through, this one happens to be a little bit trickier, but there's actually two ways that you can go about bar modeling. So I want to show you kind of a different, we've done everything with one gigantic bar when we're doing fractions and modeling. This one, we actually separate it and we look at it in two different ways. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about as we're going through our bar modeling. And I'm just going to actually draw it right on the paper. Before we do bar modeling, though, what do we have to do first? When we hit a problem, what is the first thing we have to do, guys? What is it, guys? We have to what? Before we even write a statement. We have to read the problem. Remember our lovely 8 rules. We kind of get, we always think about reading. Our 8 lovely rules. Number 1, we do what?
Read the problem.
Number 2,
Direct the question as a statement, leading blank your answer.
see, you already know it. I didn't even have to show you. Number 3 says?
Decide good what is involved in the problem.
Number 4,
Drawing the bar.
and this is where sometimes we draw one unit, sometimes we draw many units. So think about that one. It has to go with your story. Number 5 says? This is the trick to being successful. Reading, when you go back and reread, it's literally chunking it, little section by little section by little section, and it's telling you exactly what to do when you're doing your bar modeling. This is where you will find the best success, right here. When you go back through and reread it, and you're literally pulling out one little section at a time. It actually kind of just falls into place. Number 6 says? 7? Oh, really quickly, who can tell me what computation is again? What's computation, Abe?
When you're solving a problem.
Absolutely, kind of doing the math part, right? Computation's doing all that math. And number 8 says?
Answer the problem.
That means don't forget to put your answer in your statement, because that's really where I'm looking for it. So let's go ahead and read our problem. We're going to start with number 42. It says what, guys?
Meg has 120 flowers at the flower stand. Of all the flowers, 1/4 are red, 1/8 are pink,
And 1/8 are blue. Of the other half, 1/3 are yellow, and 2/3 are purple. How many are there of each color? So as we read this, what did you kind of pull out of this problem? We really are talking about one section over here and another section over here. They cut it in half, didn't they? And if you look at the numbers, our reds and our pinks and our blues are on this half, and our other half is going to be our yellows and our purples. These are 4ths and 8ths. These are thirds. Do 4ths and 8ths go together very well with thirds? Not really. So that's where this is kind of a unique way to do it. Here we have her flowers. Sure, you can write it down. And we know that there are a total of 120, correct? And it says up there, of all the flowers, 1/4 are red. So immediately in my head, I'm going to divide my picture into what, guys? 4ths. Cut it in half again. So we know right away that we have red flowers. But the next sentence says 1/8 are pink. Well, what can I do? 4ths and 8ths kind of go along the lines together. Well, what am I going to do to try and get 8ths now?
You take one of the boxes and divide it into 8.
Absolutely. So if I divide this box into 8ths, that means I have to go back and draw this one into 8ths, this one into 8ths, and this one into 8ths. But can I now find out how many pink ones I have? So here is my red, here is my pink, correct? And then 1/8 are blue. Can we do that one real easily?
Yeah.
Now, if you notice, how much of the bar did we actually use? So far, how much, Jimmy?
Half.
We've used half of it. And we've done 8ths. So I'm going to stop for just a minute and not go any further. I'm going to say, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. It equals 120. 1 unit is going to equal what? What do I need to do now? Uh-oh, what's that? What do we do, McKenna? Absolutely. 120 divided by 8. 8 goes into 12 once. Bring my 8 down. That's 4. It's 40. 8 goes into 40 5 times. So 1 unit is equal to 15. So I'm going to put 15s across. You guys realize what we forgot to do? I was so excited about jumping in, we forgot to write our statement. We do it all the time. This statement is really weird to write. So right now, could you tell me how many red ones you have? How many reds do we have?
30.
How many pinks? How many blues?
15.
So now we just need to solve our what? Our yellow and our purple. So we can do one of two things. We can go back and erase, which we are really, really good at. And we can do the other half and turn it, because it says up there, it says 1/3 are yellow and 2/3 are purple. Is that going to be really easy to do?
Yeah.
Absolutely. However, we can also go like this and do a whole nother bar. Same thing. I would have made them the same size, but my numbers are. And cut them in half. And then over on this side, so this one's, I'm now just kind of making this side over here. I'm blowing it up. Hang on. I'm going like this. So I'm doing this. And I'm bringing this whole section down here. Do you see what I'm saying? So now I'm going to cut this into thirds. So now I can kind of see the picture. So I'm taking this half up here and bringing it down. What's half of 120? So really, this unit right here is only going to be 60, isn't it? And can I pull out my 1/3?
Yeah.
Here's my yellow. And my 2/3 are what? Purple, right? So do we know, if I know that I have 3 units that equals 60, how much does each unit equal?
10.
How many 3s go into 60?
20.
20, right? So my 20, I have 20, and I have 20. So we would say Meg has blank red, blank pink, blank blue, blank yellow, and blank purple. Flowers, right? How many red did she have again?
30.
30. How many pink?
15.
Blue?
15.
Yellow? 20. And how many purple?
40.
How did we get 40? How did we get 40? Whisper to the person sitting next to you very quickly. How did you get 40 purple flowers? How did you get 90?
Or just since each bar equals 20,
So we know that there's 20 in each.
2/3, so then
So how many purples?
2 times 20 is 40, and
There you
then
go. So did we figure out how to get 40? How did we do it, Ashley?
Well, since we divided it, our other half of the 2/3, and we found out each one was 20. Purple was 2/3, and each box was 20. So basically, we just
Perfect. Did that problem start out? Oh my gosh, we have to do all of these different things in thirds and eighths and fourths, and did it end up being absolutely just fine? They said, or Isaac said that when I asked Pedro and Ilani, they said they did not see anything. They just were told what happened. Yes. I guess. Okay. Sophia, would you go grab Michael Rounds? Not sure where he's at. He's not in, he's in Lowe's. Just go tell him to go to Mr. St. Germain's. Tell him he's not in trouble. Just go to Mr. St. Any questions on this one? Do you see how we actually were able to take that section? We didn't want to erase, but we can now bring it down and we can make it bigger so we can see what's going on and utilize that bar below. So I'm going to tell you that on a couple of these, you're going to maybe want to try that. Maybe even on one of them, you might try 2 or 3 bars, depending on how you go about attacking them. There's different ways to go about using bar modeling. Sometimes my picture looks a little different than the actual even book's picture. If I can explain it and I understand it, and I get the same answer, is my strategy this okay compared to this strategy? Absolutely. Because earlier, I literally just erased and we did thirds on this other half. But it was kind of confusing to my class earlier. So when we brought it down, they were like, oh, okay. So today you have a few different challenges up against your lovely minds. I hope you have some fun problem solving. I do expect, ladies and gentlemen, for you to work in groups of 2 or 3. Did I say 1? No, I did not say work by yourselves. I need you to work in groups of 2 or 3, somewhere quietly around the room. You only have to the count of 10 to be in your group and working. Go. Do you have any problems? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,